Do you have something important to say and you want to say it to a larger audience? Well, you may want to become a podcaster. And to explain exactly what that is, I am with a podcaster, and she's also a writer, Hilary Sutton. And, podcasting is huge these days, but let's start with the generalities of it. What is it?
Yes. First of all, Emily, thank you for having me. It's so fun to be back with you again. Podcasting is kind of like radio of yesteryear. Today we all still listen to the radio in the car, maybe while we're washing the dishes, maybe even when we're in the shower. But now with podcasting, anybody can have their own little radio show. It's something that you can do. You can go on Amazon, buy a microphone, get on Google, and learn how to start a podcast.
So obviously you want to have a message to give to folks. What made you start yours, and tell us about yours?
Yes, for me, I started out as a blogger, and I got this really great relationship with the folks who were reading my blog. And I took a poll, and the one thing that they wanted me to start beyond the blog was a podcast. And at first I thought, oh man, that seems really time intensive. That seems like a big, ways to go to learn about the technology. But then I realized, well, I have a message that I'm passionate about, and podcasting might be a fantastic way to get that message out. So I launched Hustle and Grace with Hilary Sutton. That's the name of my podcast, because I wanted to learn more about how creative, successful people seem to find a way to find a balance. They have families, they have rich spiritual lives, they have healthy relationships with technology and with time with themselves, avoiding burnout. I wanted to learn those people who've mastered both things, how they do it.
And you really help in life promote other people and teach them how to promote themselves. And what 5 different things have you learned personally about podcasting? How has that helped your world?
Yes, for me, I've had so many different ways that podcasting has helped my work, my career, and just has been meaningful to me. And the first one is I was surprised when I got into podcasting to learn that influential, interesting people said yes very easily to interviews with me. I don't know if it's because, maybe it's not too time intensive to take 30 minutes to do an interview. Maybe it's because they don't have to go anywhere because they can answer the phone from home. I'm not sure. But I got all these yeses from people who I had admired from afar, and they said yes to a 30-minute conversation. Now, if I had called them and said, hey, could we get coffee and let me pick your brain? They probably wouldn't have had time for that. But with a podcast, there's many reasons, not only that it benefited me and my audience, but also them. It gave them an opportunity gave them a press opportunity, an opportunity to share more of their content and their message with their fans and their followers as well as mine. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that podcasting has helped me connect with new gigs and opportunities. So I have a hybrid career. I'm a part-time employee of a company, and I'm a part-time freelancer. And doing a podcast has helped me connect with new people who wanted me to do some writing for them, to do some consulting for them. Number 3 is that it's given me a platform to demonstrate expertise. So for me, I like to do a lot of different things, and one of those things is freelance career coaching. I love to mentor and encourage people who want to get into freelancing and who aren't in that world just yet. And so I do coaching. I do coaching calls with people all over the country who are interested in getting into that space. And so I had one episode that was just dedicated to me working with one of my clients to help her figure out and work through one of her problems. And so that gave me an opportunity to demonstrate some expertise. Instead of me just saying, hey, I do freelance career coaching, my listeners got to listen into what a career coaching call was like.
Cool.
So that was really awesome. And number 4, podcasting really surprised me with transferable skills. So I took about a year break in doing any kind of speaking engagements, any sort of teaching or workshops. I had a baby and I just kind of hunkered down for a while at home. Right. Well, this fall, I went back out into kind of doing some speaking at some different marketing conferences. And one of them, I got to listen back to the audio when I got home, which was awesome. It's always such a good learning opportunity to get to listen back or watch something after you've done it. And I noticed that I used fewer filler words. And filler words, for anyone who doesn't know, are those uhs and ums and those things where you're trying to think of the next word you're going to say. And I also noticed that I was more relaxed. I was more poised, more confident. And I was like, well, what has happened in the past year that I'm doing better at this public speaking thing than I did before? I was doing a podcast, even though I had, a top knot messy bun in my sweatpants up in the loft, above my bedroom doing this public speaking.
Right.
I was still flexing those muscles and learning, working through those skills and getting better at the public speaking thing. So that's one of the transferable skills that podcasting has given to me. And the last thing podcasting has been beneficial to me is it's helped me have a platform for spreading a message that I'm passionate about. And that, I think, is maybe the most powerful piece of podcasting for people out there. If you have a message that you're passionate about spreading, or if you have something that you want to share, some knowledge with the world, or just something that's on your heart, podcasting helps you reach people in a totally new way. And the cool thing is, podcasting listeners are passionate advocates. They're amazing brand evangelists, and podcasting is something that is huge. 1 in 5 Americans listens to podcasts every week.
Wow.
And they're not just listening to one. The average podcast listener that listens to podcasts every week is listening to 7 podcasts.
Amazing.
It is amazing. These people are engaged, they're passionate, and they want to support your message if you have a message that resonates with them.
Good information to know. And if you have any questions for Hilary, you can find her on her Facebook page or Instagram or online at hillarysutton.com.